Hello, and thank you for joining us again at House Hunting in Southwest Washington. My name is Andrea Mayhew with Coldwell Banker Bain, and today I wanted to go over a certain clause that we like to put in offers if there are multiple offers. So we saw a lot of this in during the pandemic in between 2020 and 2022, where there were multiple offers on houses, and we're talking, when I say multiple, I mean it was crazy. There could be 20 offers on a house, and having the best offer was on top of everybody's priority for the house. So you had to kind of think outside of the box as a real estate agent. And one of those things that we used a few times was what is called an escalation clause. So an escalation clause can get a little tricky. There are a couple different parts to it, and I wanted to go over that with you today. So the first part is, it automatically increases your purchase price in front of the other offer's purchase price in increments. So let's say that the sales price is $500,000, okay, and you're going to offer $520,000. That's going to be what the base offer is. You throw in an escalation clause, and the escalation clause that states that you can escalate up to $550,000 in $2,000 increments over competing offers. You can specify what you want your top price to be. You can specify what the increment price is. You can do 1,000. You can do 5,000 if you want to be really competitive. So basically, if it goes up to 550 in the 2,000 increments, that means that if someone came in at 530, which your offer would be 520, then you would go $2,000 over their offer to be 532, and only up to 550. So it gets a little confusing, but that is the basis of an escalation clause. So the max amount, obviously you decide what you're capped out at. If you're like, I don't want to spend $100,000 over on this house, that's what was happening during the pandemic. Between those years, people were offering $80,000, $100,000 over. And it all depends how much cash you have on hand, right? Because if you put that much extra over on a house and it doesn't appraise for that amount, if you really want that house, you're going to come in with the extra cash. Because again, like I spoke in our other video about the process of buying a house, banks will only loan you money that the house appraises for. So like on this example, if it appraises at 530 and you won it at 540, then you have to either renegotiate, try to get that price down from the sellers to see if they'll take a lower amount other than the 540, or you have to bring that cash if you want the house. If you can't bring the cash and the sellers don't want to negotiate that price down, then the contract is done. You're out of the contract. You do get your earnest money back, but then the sellers have an opportunity to put it back on the market and find another buyer that will pay over that appraised amount. So knowing that the appraisal is in, they know what it appraised for, they know what it's worth. They can say it appraised at this much, we're asking for 10,000 more. And usually there's always someone out there that will pay over appraisal value just because they connect with the house. They love the house. It's in the school district that they like. It's in the neighborhood that they like. So there's always a reason why people will pay over appraised amounts. And you either want to play that negotiation game with the seller, or you just don't want to risk it and say, oh, you know what, I'll find something else, which some people do. So yeah, the thing with escalation clauses too is just because you turn in an escalation clause does not mean the seller has to take it. If the other aspects of your offer are not good to them, if they're not appealing to them, they don't have to take the escalation clause offer. They can just go to the next one, and it could be less than what you offered if the other elements to that offer is appealing to that seller. So with that escalation clause, you really want to make sure that your offer is standing out in all aspects of it. So in the amount of earnest money that you're putting down, are you putting down 1%? That's typical. Really, you can put down anything. You can put down $1,000, but oh, I'm getting a phone call. Let me just cancel that. If you want to make it stronger, if you want to make your earnest money stronger, you will put down 2% or 3%. Again, that just goes towards the cost of the sales price. So it's not like extra money that is hopping in, to the seller. So again, you want to make sure that that earnest money is a strong amount to appeal to the sellers as well. The second part of the offer to make it strong is your down payment. Are you putting a large amount down? If you do, that will help with the appraisal amount. So if you're putting a large amount down, the bank isn't loaning on the full $540,000, let's say. If you put $100,000 down, the bank is only loaning you on the $440,000. So you have more of a chance of beating out that appraisal if it comes in lower or higher, I'm sorry, if you're putting down a large amount. So that's always a good idea. Put down as much as you can. It helps with your mortgage payment too, and it will help with that appraisal if it comes in over. Another part of the offer that you can make it strong with your escalation clause is your escrow time. Can you close? Can your lender close you in 3 weeks? That would be fantastic. Usually sellers like a fast close. Some don't, and it's fine. But if you could do a fast close, that's always appealing to sellers as well. On the other front is some sellers need extra rent back. So if you are okay with after closing, after everything's said and done, the money's transferred, the home is in your name on title, if you're okay with the sellers still staying in that house for a couple weeks while they can pack up and find another home, that is another tidbit of a way to get in front of the line on multiple offer situations. Again, this is for a house that has probably just come out on the market, is a great price, is appealing to a lot of people, and you know that it's going to have multiple offers. So the way that you know that it's going to have multiple offers is your agent is going to do some communicating for you with the other agent. They're going to say how many offers are on the market, are on the house, on the table. What are we looking at? Is it over this amount? Is it coming in at, in the range of 520s, 530s? You kind of can get an idea. Your agent can. Another aspect of making your offer stand out with that escalation clause is inspection. I would never say to waive an inspection, but to lower the inspection contingency. So if you can get an inspector in there in a couple days, I would say, let's do a contingency that's 2 to 5 days. That way you're breaking down it by half of when it usually is. It's usually like a 10-day inspection contingency. And sellers like that because then they know if something pops up with the inspection and that they don't want to fix anything, they can put it back on the market. So escalation clauses, just because you put one in there doesn't mean it's going to accept it. You want to make the whole offer strong as a whole, like a whole process of that offer needs to be strong with that escalation clause. Again, this is only if there's, I would say, more than 3 offers on the table, multiple offer situations. So there's always things like that your agent will know about to get you on top of that pile. So use that to your advantage and see what happens when you use it, because you never know. it might win you the offer. It might win you the house of your dreams. So if you have any questions, we would love to comment and answer and help you along this real estate process. Just leave a comment. Please subscribe to our page, and look forward to the next video. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.